Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and tie up a streamer that I like. I call it the Fort Knox. It's got a lot of gold, and because of that, that's where the name came from. You can kind of see what I start off with here. So I start off with a hook shank. This particular one is from Firehole, and then we got yellow and red dumbbell eyes, and I tie those underneath. And then I do intruder wire off the back, and I actually do it so that there's a loop, so that when the hook dulls, I can just pop that off. I could also change out the color of the bead that's on the back if I want to do that. So that's what I'm going to tie up right now, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so this is a pretty fun, really simple streamer to tie up. So I'm just putting some gold tinsel here. So a couple wraps on one side. I think I got about 3 strands, maybe 4 on each side. Flip it over and then tie that down. Get some, I think this is gold rabbit fur. This particular, I probably should have used a better strand. This one had a little kind of cowlick in it, but when it gets wet, that'll go away. So cinch that down right there at the end. Definitely want to get some good secure wraps in there. And then you'll find here, once you start getting all these materials, it's good to get them out of the way. I stole my wife's hair clip to tie that down. She hates it when I do that. These are nice pearl strips. So one is brown and the other one is more of a natural. And so I put them both on. You can spin them. I have done that. I find that it doesn't, the overall look in the end isn't too much different. So I just kind of wrap them together. And as you wrap them, you want to make sure that you're pulling as many of the fibers forward as you can so you don't trap them. When you're done, you'll go back and brush them anyway, so you'll get most of them out of there. But it's important to keep all that stuff out of the way because it definitely gets in the way. But pretty simple. This is going to build up the body of it, and you can see as I'm pulling it forward there, I'm just kind of getting all the fibers out of the way. Those fibers kind of at the tip you can kind of worry about at that time, or you can cut them later, but kind of pulling them all down because that piece of rabbit fur is going to go back over the top of it. So I'm kind of just preening those fibers back and then tying those down a little bit, and then yeah, we'll pretty much get it ready there. Kind of clipping off the extra ones there. You'll notice I have the dumbbell eye on the underside of it. I want this to float that particular way, so you can angle the hook to basically not grab the bottom, which I'll kind of show you at the end. So I'm going to make a dubbing loop here. So I make a small dubbing loop, I think maybe 3-4 inches. Get the same gold rabbit fur, and this definitely can be tricky getting it in there, which you can see I'm kind of struggling with there. But once you get it where you want it, pull those fibers forward. You're going to cut that leather strip off, and just be real careful. You don't need a ton of it hanging out the other end, but you don't want to cut that string. Give it a good spin. Go ahead and brush that out. Get those fibers eventually kind of going one way, so you know, wet your finger, and once you got it all preened out, I hook it, and then I just start moving all the fibers one way as I wrap forward. And so I'm kind of just building ahead here, and I'll wrap around the eye. Make sure you give yourself room here because you're going to be bringing that rabbit fur back over the top, and then I'm going to be adding on another material, so you want to make sure you have some room at the eye there. So push all the fibers down, just like I'm doing there. I kind of picked out some stuff here so it's not stuck. Secure that good. Cut it. I'll come back in. I cut it at an angle. That way when you build your head up right here, it's a little bit easier and not as bulky. So you can see it's kind of starting to take shape. This bruiser blend, which is the next product I use, that's from Flyfish Food. So thank you, Flyfish Food. It's a great product. It works really well for building up the head. I'm actually only going to build this up just one kind of patch on the top and one underneath. You can definitely build this up more if you want to bulky your head. You can change the colors. You know, you can have a darker on top, which I thought about doing. and then lighter underneath. I have a nice brown bruiser blend as well, so that would have worked pretty well for this, but I kept it all kind of the light gold, which is kind of the traditional Fort Knox streamer that I use. I also use yellow or gold marabou for this Fort Knox streamer. Basically the same, but instead of using the dubbing loop with the rabbit fur, I'll use the marabou. So you can kind of substitute out materials depending on what you have. So now I'm just brushing it out. I'm trying to clean it up, pulling up those original gold strands there and snipping them just past the rabbit fur. Use the marker now. You can kind of doctor this up how you want. I like stripes. It kind of gives it a real kind of fishy look. I almost always add gill plates on, a little bit of red on there. And that's more or less it. So this is Zap-A-Gap to secure that head. You can definitely use other materials. The Zap-A-Gap works pretty good. So that's going to secure that head, and that's going to fish pretty well. You'll see the hook is facing up. So when that rides that direction, if you wanted to scoop it off the bottom or bump it off the bottom, that hook's not going to snag. All right, tie it up. Enjoy it, guys.